Let me tell you something, life is not a straight line. You are going to make mistakes. I'm going to make mistakes. But it's not about the mistake itself, it's about how you respond. So today we're going to talk about 6 common mistakes we all make, and more importantly, how to fix them. We all have dreams, ambitions, and goals that we want to accomplish. Maybe it's starting a business, going back to school, traveling the world, or pursuing a new passion. But too often we fall into the trap of waiting for the right time to make our move. We convince ourselves that someday the conditions will be perfect, the stars will align, and we'll finally feel ready to take that leap. But let me ask you this: how long have you been waiting? How much time have you spent hoping for that perfect moment to arrive? The truth is, there is no such thing as the right time. Life doesn't stop moving. It doesn't pause so we can gather ourselves, build up the courage, or prepare for the future. Time is constantly slipping away, and the longer we wait, the more we allow fear and doubt to creep in. The right time is an illusion we create to avoid taking action. We tell ourselves we need more money, more resources, more knowledge, or more experience before we can start. But these are just excuses. Deep down, we know it's not about the external circumstances, it's about what's happening inside of us. We wait because we're scared. We're afraid of failure, of rejection, of the unknown. We fear making mistakes or looking foolish. So we put off our dreams, convincing ourselves that one day we'll feel more confident, more capable. But the reality is that confidence doesn't come from waiting, it comes from doing. You don't build confidence by sitting on the sidelines, hoping for the perfect conditions. You build it by stepping into the arena, by taking risks, and by proving to yourself that you are capable no matter the outcome. It's important to recognize that waiting for the right time often means missing out on valuable opportunities. The world is constantly changing, and so are the circumstances around us. What might seem like a better time later could actually be more complicated or challenging. Opportunities have a way of slipping through our fingers while we sit on the fence. The longer we hesitate, the more difficult it becomes to seize them. Sometimes all it takes is one step forward, and suddenly doors you didn't even know existed will begin to open. Think about how much time is spent in preparation mode, planning and overthinking. While preparation is important, it can also be a form of procrastination. It's easy to get caught up in the planning process, outlining every detail, mapping out every step without ever actually taking action. We become so obsessed with making sure everything is perfect that we forget the most crucial part: starting. The truth is, you'll never feel fully prepared. You'll never have all the answers or foresee every challenge. But you don't need to. What you need is the willingness to begin, even if things aren't perfect. Another reason we wait is that we underestimate the power of small beginnings. We think we have to make a grand gesture or take a massive leap in order to start pursuing our dreams. But that's not true. Most successful people didn't begin with everything perfectly in place. They started small with what they had and built momentum over time. Progress is made in the little steps, the daily efforts, the small victories. Waiting for the perfect moment often blinds us to the progress we can make right now, in the present. The idea of the right time also keeps us trapped in a cycle of overthinking. We analyze every possibility, every potential outcome, trying to predict the future and control what's ahead. But life is unpredictable. No matter how much we try to prepare, there will always be unforeseen challenges and surprises. The longer we wait, the more we give power to these fears. Overthinking doesn't bring clarity, it brings doubt. And the more we doubt, the less likely we are to ever take that first step. Many of us also wait because we're waiting for permission. We want someone else to tell us it's okay to go for it, that we're ready, that we're capable. But here's the thing: no one is coming to give you that permission. You have to give it to yourself. You have to believe that you are enough right now as you are. Waiting for external validation will keep you stuck. The only validation you need is your own belief in yourself and your dreams. Let's not forget how easy it is to convince ourselves that we have plenty of time. We assume there will always be more time in the future, more opportunities down the road. But time is finite. We don't know how much of it we have left. Every day we spend waiting is a day we could be moving closer to our goals. The longer we wait, the more we risk looking back with regret, wishing we had started sooner. The right time is not something to be found, it's something to be found, something to be created through action, effort, and determination. Waiting for the right time puts us in a mindset of passivity. It gives control of our lives to external circumstances when the truth is, we have the power to create our own opportunities. We have the ability to make things happen, regardless of whether the timing is perfect or not. When we stop waiting and start acting, we take ownership of our lives. We stop letting fear and doubt dictate our choices, and we begin to shape our own future. Failure. It's a word that carries so much weight, so much fear. Nobody likes to fail. Nobody wants to experience the pain of falling short. Yet failure is a part of life that none of us can escape. It's not a question of whether or not you'll fail, it's a matter of when. And when it happens, how will you respond? The truth is, failure is not the end of the road, it's just a stop along the way. If you can learn to embrace failure, you'll find that it can become one of your greatest teachers. When we fail, our first instinct is often to retreat, to feel defeated, and to question ourselves. But what if we shifted that perspective? What if we started to see failure not as something to be feared, but as something to be embraced? Every time you fail, you're given an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to improve. You're gaining valuable information about what works and what doesn't. Failure is feedback, and that feedback is necessary for progress. Without it, we'd never know what needs to change, what we can do better. Think about some of the most successful people you admire. Do you think they reached their level of success without ever failing? Absolutely not. In fact, many of them failed countless times before they ever saw success. Take Thomas Edison, for example. He famously failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. But he didn't view those attempts as failures, he saw them as steps toward success. Every time something didn't work, he learned something new. That's the mindset we need to adopt. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a part of it. One of the reasons failure is so valuable is because it builds resilience. Every time you fail and get back up, you're strengthening your ability to persevere. Life will throw obstacles your way. That's inevitable. But it's how you respond to those obstacles that matters. If you crumble at the first sign of failure, you'll never reach your full potential. But if you learn to stand back up, to keep moving forward, despite the setbacks, you'll become unstoppable. Resilience is built in the face of failure, not in the absence of it. Failure also forces us to confront our limitations and weaknesses. It shines a light on the areas where we need to improve. And while that might be uncomfortable, it's also incredibly necessary. If we never failed, we'd never be pushed to grow. We'd stay stagnant, operating within our comfort zones. But failure pushes us out of that comfort zone. It forces us to stretch ourselves, to try new approaches, and to develop new skills. It's through failure that we learn what we're truly capable of. Another important aspect of failure is that it humbles us. It reminds us that we don't have all the answers, that we're not invincible. And that's a good thing. Humility is an essential trait for anyone who wants to succeed. When we fail, we're reminded that we're human, that we're fallible. It keeps us grounded and teaches us the importance of staying open to learning. The moment you think you have it all figured out is the moment you stop growing. Failure keeps us curious, keeps us seeking out new knowledge and new ways to improve. Failure also helps us redefine success. So often we have this narrow view of what success looks like: an achievement, a goal reached, a dream realized. But success isn't just the final destination. It's the journey, the process, and the lessons learned along the way. When you embrace failure, you start to see that success isn't just about winning. It's about how many times you were willing to fail, how many times you kept going despite the setbacks. Success is built on a foundation of failures, each one a stepping stone toward your ultimate goal. Another reason to embrace failure is that it fuels innovation. Many of the greatest breakthroughs in history came from failures. When something doesn't work the way we expect, it forces us to think creatively, to find new solutions. Failure challenges the status quo and pushes us to think outside the box. It's through failure that we discover new possibilities, new ways of doing things that we might never have considered if everything had gone smoothly from the start. In that sense, failure can be the catalyst for some of our most innovative ideas. And let's not forget the confidence that comes from overcoming failure. When you fail and keep going, you prove to yourself that you're stronger than you thought. Every time you face a setback and push through it, you're building inner strength. You're developing a mindset that says, I can handle this. I failed before, and I came out the other side stronger. That kind of confidence is invaluable because it stays with you no matter what challenges come your way. It's not the kind of confidence that's easily shaken because it's been earned through experience. Failure helps us build empathy. When we've experienced failure ourselves, we're more likely to understand and support others when they go through tough times. It makes us more compassionate, more understanding of the struggles that others face. We become better leaders, better friends, better partners, because we know what it's like to fall short. We know the pain of failure, and that gives us the ability to lift others up when they're going through their own struggles. Failure, in this way, connects us to each other on a deeper level. Self-discipline is the foundation of success. It's the quiet, steady force behind every great achievement, and yet, it's something that many people struggle with. We often admire discipline in others, the athlete who wakes up at 5 a.m. to train, the entrepreneur who works late into the night, the student who consistently studies when no one is watching, but we don't always understand the sacrifices they make to develop that discipline. What we see is the result, but self-discipline is about the process, the daily decisions, and the small choices that, over time, add up to something extraordinary. At its core, self-discipline is about making a commitment to yourself. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. And let's be honest, most of the time, you won't feel like it. You won't feel like getting up early. You won't feel like working when you're tired. And you won't feel like pushing through when things get hard. But that's where discipline comes in. Discipline isn't about motivation, it's about consistency. It's about showing up every day whether you're excited about it or not. It's about building habits that support your goals even when the excitement fades. One of the biggest obstacles to developing self-discipline is our desire for immediate gratification. We live in a world that's built around instant rewards, instant messaging, fast food, quick fixes. We want everything now. But discipline requires us to delay gratification. It asks us to trade short-term pleasure for long-term success. It's the ability to say no to what feels good in the moment in order to achieve something greater down the road. That might mean saying no to the extra hour of sleep so you can hit the gym. It might mean saying no to a night out with friends so you can work on your side hustle. Discipline is about understanding that the sacrifices you make today will pay off tomorrow. Another key aspect of self-discipline is self-control. You need to be able to control your impulses, your emotions, and your habits. Self-discipline is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. But it starts with small actions. It starts with making one disciplined decision at a time. You don't wake up one day with perfect discipline, you build it over time. Maybe today it's resisting the urge to hit the snooze button. Tomorrow it's sticking to your workout routine. And the day after that, it's finishing the project you started. Each small victory builds momentum, and that momentum is what eventually leads to bigger achievements. Discipline also requires you to hold yourself accountable. It's easy to make excuses, to blame your circumstances or external factors when you fall short. But discipline demands that you take full responsibility for your actions. It's about recognizing that you have control over your choices, even when things are difficult. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. There will be days when you slip up, when you don't follow through on your commitments. That's okay. The key is to not let one bad day turn into a bad week or a bad month. Hold yourself accountable, learn from your mistakes, and get back on track. One of the most powerful benefits of self-discipline is that it creates freedom. At first glance, that might sound counterintuitive. How can discipline, with all its rules and restrictions, lead to freedom? But the truth is, when you are disciplined, you gain control over your life. You're not at the mercy of your emotions, your impulses, or external circumstances. You're in the driver's seat. Discipline allows you to set goals and achieve them, to follow through on your commitments, and to create a life that aligns with your values. That kind of freedom, the freedom to live life on your own terms, comes from discipline. Self-discipline also builds confidence. Every time you set a goal and follow through, you're proving to yourself that you are capable. You're building trust in yourself. That trust is essential, because when you believe in your ability to stay disciplined, you're more likely to take on bigger challenges. You stop doubting whether you can do something, and you start focusing on how to do it. Confidence comes from knowing that no matter how hard something is, you have the discipline to see it through. And that confidence is what propels you to push beyond your comfort zone and reach new levels of success. Another important aspect of self-discipline is the ability to stay focused on your long-term goals. It's easy to get distracted by short-term pleasures or to lose sight of the bigger picture when things get tough. But discipline keeps you focused. It helps you stay committed to the path you've chosen, even when the journey gets difficult. There will be times when you're tempted to give up, when the obstacles seem too big, or when progress feels too slow. But self-discipline is what keeps you moving forward, one step at a time. It's what keeps you locked in on your vision, no matter how long it takes to get there. Discipline also teaches you the value of time. When you're disciplined, you learn to prioritize your time and focus on what truly matters. You start to realize that every minute wasted is a minute you could have used to move closer to your goals. You become more intentional with your time, cutting out distractions, and focusing on the tasks that will make the biggest impact. This shift in mindset is crucial because time is one of the most valuable resources you have. Once it's gone, you can't get it back. Discipline helps you make the most of the time you have, ensuring that you're always moving in the direction of your goals. Self-discipline is about resilience. It's about pushing through when things get tough, when you're tired, or when you're not seeing the results you want. Discipline isn't about being perfect or never facing setbacks. It's about staying the course, no matter what. It's about getting up after every failure and trying again. It's about having the mental toughness to keep going, even when you're not motivated or when success feels out of reach. Resilience, like discipline, is something you build over time, and the more you practice it, the stronger you become. The people you choose to surround yourself with have a profound impact on your life. Whether you realize it or not, your friends, colleagues, and even family members shape your mindset, your behavior, and ultimately your success. It's often said that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This concept holds a lot of truth because the energy, attitudes, and beliefs of those around you rub off on you. If you're surrounded by positive influences, you're more likely to stay motivated, push toward your goals, and maintain a healthy outlook on life. On the flip side, negative influences can pull you down, limiting your potential and clouding your vision of what's possible. One of the most important reasons to surround yourself with positive influences is that these people uplift and encourage you. Life is full of challenges, and it's easy to get discouraged when things don't go as planned. During these moments, having people in your corner who believe in you can make all the difference. Positive people provide support and encouragement when you're feeling low, and they remind you of your strengths when you begin to doubt yourself. They help you see the possibilities even when the road ahead seems difficult, and they cheer you on every step of the way. Another crucial benefit of surrounding yourself with positive influences is that they hold you accountable. When you're working toward a goal, it's easy to fall into bad habits or get distracted by the day-to-day struggles of life. But when you have people around you who are also striving for success, they keep you in check. They remind you of your commitments, push you to stay disciplined, and offer guidance when you need it. Positive influences don't let you settle for mediocrity. They challenge you to be your best, and they expect you to follow through on your promises to yourself. Positive influences help you maintain a growth mindset. People with a growth mindset believe that abilities and intelligence can be developed with effort and perseverance. They see challenges as opportunities to learn and grow rather than as threats. When you're surrounded by people with this mindset, it becomes contagious. They encourage you to embrace challenges and failures as part of the learning process. They inspire you to keep moving forward, even when the path is uncertain, because they know that success is not a destination but a journey of continuous improvement. Surrounding yourself with positive influences also helps you cultivate a sense of gratitude. People who radiate positivity tend to focus on what's going well in their lives rather than dwelling on their problems. They appreciate the small wins, the lessons learned, and the progress made. When you're around people like this, it's easier to adopt a similar perspective. Instead of getting bogged down by setbacks, you start to see them as opportunities for growth. Instead of focusing on what's missing, you learn to appreciate what you have. Gratitude fuels happiness, and happiness, in turn, makes the journey towards success more enjoyable and fulfilling. The influence of positivity extends beyond personal encouragement. It also fosters creativity and innovation. When you surround yourself with people who think optimistically and approach problems with a solutions-oriented mindset, you're more likely to do the same. These people see possibilities where others see roadblocks. They aren't afraid to take risks, try new approaches, and push boundaries. Their creativity sparks yours, and together, you start to see opportunities for growth and advancement that you might have otherwise overlooked. In a positive environment, ideas flow freely, collaboration thrives, and breakthroughs happen. Surrounding yourself with positive influences contributes to better mental and emotional health. Negativity breeds stress, anxiety, and frustration, while positivity promotes well-being and resilience. When you're surrounded by people who support and uplift you, it creates a buffer against the stresses of life. They remind you to take care of yourself, encourage self-care, and help you maintain a balanced perspective during difficult times. Positive influences act as a source of emotional strength, helping you navigate life's challenges with greater ease and grace. Another advantage of being around positive influences is that they inspire you to set higher standards for yourself. When you're in the company of people who are constantly striving for excellence, it motivates you to do the same. Positive influences don't settle for mediocrity, and they won't let you either. Whether it's in your personal or professional life, they encourage you to aim higher, work harder, and stretch beyond your comfort zone. They celebrate your wins, but also challenge you to keep pushing for more. With these people in your life, complacency isn't an option. Positive influences also play a significant role in shaping your perspective on failure. They help you see failure not as a permanent defeat, but as a stepping stone towards success. When you fail, they remind you that failure is not the end, it's a part of the process. They share their own stories of setbacks and how they overcame them, showing you that failure is simply a detour, not a dead end. By reframing failure in this way, positive influences help you develop resilience and perseverance, two qualities that are essential for long-term success. In addition to all of these benefits, surrounding yourself with positive influences creates a ripple effect. Just as their positivity influences you, your positivity can influence others. When you radiate optimism, encouragement, and support, it spreads to those around you. You become the positive influence in someone else's life, and the cycle continues. This ripple effect can create a community of like-minded individuals who uplift and inspire one another, fostering an environment of collective growth and success. It's a powerful force that not only enhances your own life, but also contributes to the well-being and progress of those around you. Believing in your potential is the cornerstone of achieving success in life. Without that belief, it becomes nearly impossible to push past challenges, overcome obstacles, or even start chasing your dreams. When you believe in your potential, you're acknowledging that you have the ability to grow, to evolve, and to reach levels of success you may not even fully comprehend yet. It's not about arrogance or false confidence, it's about recognizing that you are capable of far more than you realize. This belief gives you the courage to start, the strength to persevere, and the resilience to continue even when things get tough. The first step in believing in your potential is understanding that potential is not something fixed or limited. Too often, people think that their abilities are static, that they are either talented or not, smart or not, capable or not. But that's not how potential works. Your potential is something that grows and expands as you develop new skills, take on new challenges, and learn from your experiences. It's fluid, constantly evolving based on your mindset and your efforts. When you believe in your potential, you embrace the idea that with hard work, dedication, and persistence, you can always improve and reach new heights. One of the biggest obstacles to believing in your potential is self-doubt. We all have that inner voice that tells us we're not good enough, not smart enough, or not capable enough. That voice can be incredibly loud and convincing, especially when things aren't going our way. But believing in your potential means learning to quiet that voice. It means recognizing that self-doubt is just fear in disguise, fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. When you believe in your potential, you stop letting fear dictate your actions. Instead, you take risks, you embrace challenges, and you push forward, knowing that even if you stumble, you'll get back up stronger. Another critical aspect of believing in your potential is understanding that success is a journey, not a destination. When you have faith in your ability to grow, you realize that every setback, every failure, and every challenge is just a part of the process. Believing in your potential means being patient with yourself and trusting the journey, even when it feels like progress is slow. It means seeing every experience, good or bad, as an opportunity to learn and improve. This mindset allows you to keep going when others give up, to stay committed, even when the results aren't immediate, and to keep striving toward your goals with the understanding that success is inevitable if you continue to grow. Believing in your potential also means recognizing that you have control over your life. Too often, people give up on their dreams because they believe their circumstances are beyond their control. They blame their lack of progress on external factors, whether it's their upbringing, their environment, or the people around them. But when you believe in your potential, you understand that while you may not be able to control everything that happens to you, you can always control how you respond. You can choose to take action, to make changes, and to keep moving forward despite the obstacles. This sense of personal responsibility is empowering and is a key factor in unlocking your full potential. Surrounding yourself with people who believe in you is another important part of tapping into your potential. It's much easier to believe in yourself when you have a support system that encourages you, uplifts you, and reminds you of your strengths when you start to doubt yourself. When you surround yourself with positive influences, people who believe in growth, who celebrate your successes, and who push you to be better, you start to internalize those messages. You begin to see yourself through their eyes, and that reinforces your belief in your potential. The company you keep plays a major role in shaping your mindset and ultimately your success. But believing in your potential also requires you to step out of your comfort zone. Growth doesn't happen when you're playing it safe, it happens when you're willing to take risks, make mistakes, and push yourself beyond what you think you're capable of. Every time you step into discomfort, you're expanding your capacity. You're proving to yourself that you're stronger, smarter, and more resilient than you thought. Each new challenge you face adds another layer of belief in your potential, because with each challenge you overcome, you realize there's even more in you waiting to be unlocked. One of the most important ways to strengthen your belief in your potential is to set goals and achieve them, no matter how small they may be. Setting goals gives you direction and purpose, and achieving them reinforces the idea that you are capable of success. Start with small, achievable goals to build momentum. Each time you hit a milestone, your confidence grows, and so does your belief in your potential. Over time, as you achieve bigger and bigger goals, your self-belief becomes unshakable. You start to trust yourself and your abilities more fully, and that belief propels you toward even greater accomplishments. Believing in your potential also means not being afraid of failure. Failure is often seen as a reason to stop, to give up, or to believe that you're not cut out for success. But when you believe in your potential, you understand that failure is not a reflection of your worth or ability, it's simply a part of the process. Every successful person has failed, sometimes repeatedly. What sets them apart is their belief in their potential to overcome those failures and keep moving forward. Failure is not the end, it's just a stepping stone on the path to success. Believing in your potential means knowing that you have the resilience and determination to bounce back from any setback. Another key aspect of believing in your potential is taking consistent action toward your goals. It's not enough to simply believe that you have potential, you have to put in the work to realize it. This means showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it, even when progress feels slow. It means being disciplined, staying focused, and continuously pushing yourself to improve. The more effort you put in, the more your belief in your potential grows, because you start to see tangible results. Action is what turns potential into reality, and the more action you take, the more you reinforce the belief that you are capable of achieving great things. Success often requires persistence, and one of the greatest mistakes people make is giving up too soon. We live in a world where instant gratification is expected, where people want immediate results, and when things don't happen quickly, they get discouraged. But true success doesn't come overnight. It's a product of consistent effort, resilience, and the willingness to keep going even when the results are slow to appear. Quitting too soon is like stopping just short of the finish line when you don't even realize how close you are to a breakthrough. The only way to fail truly is to give up before you've given your dream a fair chance to flourish. One of the main reasons people give up too soon is because they become disheartened by initial failures. Setbacks and failures can feel like signs that you're not on the right path, but they're often just part of the process. Every successful person has faced obstacles and failures along their journey. Those challenges are not signals to quit, they are opportunities to learn, to grow, and to build resilience. Each time you encounter a setback and keep going, you are strengthening your ability to endure and increasing your chances of success. It's in those moments when things get tough that you prove to yourself what you're truly capable of. When you quit too soon, you rob yourself of the opportunity to see what could have been. You might be just one step away from a breakthrough, from achieving something amazing, but if you stop pushing forward, you'll never know. The process of working toward a goal can be frustrating, especially when progress is slow or invisible. But often success is just around the corner. It might take weeks, months, or even years to reach your goals, but the journey is worth it. Success rewards those who are patient and willing to keep showing up day after day, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Perseverance is one of the most important qualities you can develop if you want to achieve your dreams. When you refuse to give up, you build a mindset of determination and grit. That mindset is what separates those who achieve great things from those who settle for less. Life will always throw challenges your way, and there will always be reasons to quit. But the people who push past those obstacles are the ones who achieve greatness. It's not about being the smartest, the most talented, or the luckiest. It's about being the person who refuses to give up when others would walk away. Another reason people give up too soon is because they get stuck in the comparison trap. They look at others who have achieved success and assume that it must have been easy for them. Social media makes it seem like everyone else is achieving their goals effortlessly, while you're struggling just to keep moving forward. But what you don't see are the years of hard work, the countless failures, and the moments of doubt that those people had to endure to get where they are. Everyone's journey is different, and comparing your path to someone else's is a recipe for frustration. Instead of looking at others, focus on your own progress and remember that your time will come if you stay committed. Another critical aspect of not giving up too soon is maintaining belief in your abilities. It's easy to lose confidence in yourself when progress is slow, but just because you're not seeing immediate results doesn't mean you're not making progress. Every step you take, every effort you put in, is moving you closer to your goal, even if it doesn't feel like it in the moment. When you keep going despite the challenges, you're proving to yourself that you have the strength and determination to achieve whatever you set your mind to. That inner belief is what will keep you going when external circumstances make it tempting to quit. One of the hardest parts of not giving up is staying motivated when results are delayed. We often expect immediate returns on our investments of time, energy, and effort, but success doesn't work that way. Progress is rarely linear, and there will be times when it feels like you're putting in a lot of effort but not seeing any results. Those moments can be incredibly discouraging, but they're also the times when it's most important to keep going. Persistence pays off, even if the rewards take time to show up. The people who achieve great things are the ones who keep working when no one is watching, when the results aren't visible, and when the progress is slow. Another key to not giving up too soon is remembering why you started in the first place. When you're deep in the trenches of hard work, it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture. You can get so caught up in the day-to-day grind that you forget about the passion or the dream that inspired you to start. In those moments of doubt, it's important to reconnect with your why. Why did you start this journey? What are you working toward? When you tap back into that original vision, it can reignite your motivation and remind you that the struggle is worth it. When you feel like giving up, it's also important to take a step back and evaluate your progress. Sometimes it's easy to focus on what hasn't been achieved yet, but if you look back at where you started, you'll often realize how far you've come. Small wins add up over time. And even if you're not where you want to be yet, you've likely made more progress than you give yourself credit for. Celebrating those small victories can give you the encouragement you need to keep pushing forward. Every bit of progress is proof that you're on the right path, and it can fuel your motivation to keep going.